Hey folks, Ray from HalovieWMC5111. Well, it's a bit of a dreary day on the estuary today. So I've just been sitting here adding people to the Haloview RV forum. If you didn't see my last video and you want to invite to my forum, just look at the last video and send me an email and I'll hook you up with an invite to my forum. So I got a little project today. What I'm going to do is repurpose a camera that I reviewed probably maybe 2 weeks ago. It was the Haloview. It was a rear view camera, backup camera for the RV. Now I already had one. I had the one that came with the 7-inch display, and I have that already mounted on the back of the RV. And I reviewed the 5-inch display, so I'll leave a link in case you missed that. But so what I've done is I've ended up with a spare camera because of that, and I've always wanted a kind of a security camera near the door, and these Haloviews actually record. You can put a SD card in them and you can get 7-8 hours of record time. So it'd be nice to be able to use it kind of as a security thing when we're away, to see if anybody was coming near the door, or when we're camped and someone approaches the door. At least we have them all recorded as well, and I'll use one of the displays inside so we can see who's out there before we even open the door. So I'll show you my plan. What I'm going to do is take this camera and I'm going to mount it right above the door. Anne's out there taking some photos of the bird life. It's a good day today. I guess the light's quite nice. There's a lot of wildlife out. Lots of birds today. So I'm going to use the porch light here, and I want to mount the camera using right into the porch light, into the plastic bracket here. That way I don't have to put any holes into the sidewall of the rig. I can put the holes into this thing, and worst case scenario, if I screw things up, I can always just replace the porch light. So it's I'm going to take this off and take this bracket off, and then I'm going to see what I have behind it where I can run the power wires. It's because I know 12 volt is coming to there from somewhere, and I'm hoping it's coming from behind this panel. It's kind of like the control center, so it has lots of switches for different things back there. And I have picked up 12 volts in the past to run my cell antenna, and my backup camera actually comes through here and grabs 12 volts. So hoping I'm going to be able to snake the wire through and get it back over here. So first step is to pull that porch light off the wall. Okay, so 4 screws pulled the bracket off, and this thing was sitting like that and it just pulled off, and behind that they had used some butyl tape for sealant, and around the outside they'd use some silicone sealant. So now I have access back here, and we'll see, take that panel apart and see what we got, see if we can pull through on these wires or not. Okay, so that plan's not really going to work out. So the hole would come, is right behind here, and I thought maybe there'd be a run across into this back end, but looking in there you can see way at the back it looks like they feed the bulk of the wires up into the roof cavity, so they must be running it along the roof and then down into the wall. So that's kind of a no-go. So we're going to have a change-up of plans. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cover here, and I'm going to mount the camera to the cover, and I'll wire it in out here, right to these wires here. So what's going to happen is you're going to have to turn the porch light on to get power to the camera. But if I like the camera there and everything, what I'll probably end up doing is I'll put another switch onto this, maybe a little toggle switch on the side where I'll be able to toggle the light on and off. So if I want the camera on at night, I don't want to bug my neighbors outside, I can always switch off the porch light and the camera will still be powered. think that's the best way to go without, you know, getting into drilling holes into my Cougar. You know, it'd be a shame to drill a bunch of holes and then really not like the camera there. So I've cleaned up all around, got rid of the old silicone, cleaned it up to get ready, the surface ready for fresh silicone. I think I'm just going to reuse the butyl tape there. It seems fine. And I've connected it up here, soldered the wires in, spliced the camera in there. Of course, you can see there's no rhyme or reason to the color coding here. The camera uses red, positive, black, negative. The light uses black for positive and white for negative, and then going into the RV here we have white negative and then we have white with orange stripe positive. So we'll get that back together here and get the camera mounted onto that bracket. So I got the fixture back in place. Now I'm just going to take the camera, I'll probably put a couple screws through that, and then a liberal amount of that GeoCell ProFlex sealant everywhere, and that should hold everything in place and keep everything waterproof. There we be. Not too bad. So I put it all together and sealed it up with some of that GeoCell ProFlex RV sealant around the outside. I had to put a little clear silicone on the lens. I remember I had cracked that at one time and patched it with silicone. Gotta keep forgetting to grab one next time I'm in an RV, a service parts place. But that looks okay. That should give someone pause if they're scoping the rig. So let's go in and see what the camera footage looks like. So to turn the camera on, all I'm going to have to do is turn my porch light on right there. So we'll flick that on. If you're wondering about this fan, I did a review on it when I was down in the desert last fall, so I'll link to that. Some people haven't seen it and they had asked about it. So it's a Sirocco fan. Okay, let's see what the footage looks like here. There we go. Just using my solar generator there to power the 12 volt. For now, we can always plug it in under our TV over there. There's a 12 volt adapter. So it looks pretty good, Let me go outside there and give you some footage of me out there. I'll use the recording. There's a SIM card that sits in the top here, so I'll use the recording from that to show you what it looks like. That looks pretty good. So now about this antenna, I found because I'm so close to the receiver, it actually works without that antenna even attached. So this might put a screw on something in there to keep water out of there. And then as far as this light goes, if I'm happy with how this all works out, I'll probably just put a little toggle switch in the side here so I can just quickly have the light function on or off as needed. There we go, another little mod in the books. Quite happy with the way that worked out. A company contacted me a little while ago, and they're going to send out a actual security camera that works through the cell system, so you can look through your phone and get alerts if someone comes near your rig, and you can see video through your cell phone of your campsite. So stay tuned for that. I think what I'm going to do with that one is maybe mount it up quite high. The solar panels there, might mount it on one of the aluminum sides there. Then I don't have to put any holes in my rig. So they say they're getting ready to ship that out to me. So stay tuned for that. Should have that review out this month. Till next time, Ray from HalovieWRV.com. Cheers, folks. Looks like we might get a little rain. Be nice to get a good solid rain here. It's been pretty dry for a while.